So good morning everyone. Welcome to our week 4 of our GMDSS Maritime Radio Communication. So for this topic, it is the first topic that we're going to discuss for our midterm quarter. So first, the topic is standard marine communication phrases. So ano po ba ang standard marine communication phrases? So this contains a large number of the standard marine communication phrases. It is under the part A and must be used in VHF communication, which is very high frequency by radio operators on board vessels. And at radio station, it is in this presentation, no standard procedures are applied. Example given is announcing and acknowledging using the word over. So alam naman natin when we are using radio communication, we always end our conversation with over. It means we are waiting for someone who receives the message in reply to our transmission of message. So addressing also and identifying. For procedures on VHF communication, please refer to the presentation on this subject. So the contents of the pages is 4 to 5, the general, 16 to 40, it is the distress in which we are going to tackle the fire, flooding, list, disabled, and drift, collision, grounding, piracy, and search and rescue operation, and person overboard. So that is under the distress section. And during urgency naman, no, magkakaiba yan. Ito yung mga topics na kailangan natin isa-isahin which we're going to identify saan ba nakategorize yung call natin. So meron tayong distress, urgency, safety, VTS, and also for some other communication. So under the urgency, it is the maneuverability and also cargo spilling, just like for example a oil spill and during ice. And for the safety, it is for the wind, state, tides, visibility, ice, and Anton, navwing, no? And lights. And for the pilotage also, ginagamit din natin yan. And for the VTS, which is the Vessel Traffic Service, then we're going to identify the position, the direction, tidal information, traffic image, position, course of the vessel, arrival of the vessel, anchoring, uh, canal, locks, and convoy, and handling over. Also, we have the internship communication, intraship communication, anchoring, berthing, casting off, helm order, and engine room orders. So, ayun yung mga mga topics na itatakal natin under the SMCP or the Standard Marine Communication Phrases. So, general, no? So, napag-aralan na natin yung spelling in which we're going to spell the Alpha to Zulu, no? For in practice, we're going to spell the name, for example, MV Sanggalang. So, MV Sanggalang, if we're going to call the other vessel, hindi natin sasabihin MV Sanggalang, MV Sanggalang, MV Sanggalang. After that MV Sanggalang, para maging mas malinaw, we're going to syllabicate the letters of the word Sanggalang. Just for example, no, MV Great Yarmouth Princess. So the MV Great Yarmouth Princess, we're going to pronounce each letter. For example, MV Great Yarmouth Princess. This is MV Great Yarmouth Princess. Golf, Romeo, Echo, Alpha, Tango. Yankee, Alpha, Romeo, Mike, Oscar, Uniform, Tango, Hotel, Papa, Romeo, India, November, Charlie, Echo, Shera, Shera, call sign, CBCH, GBCH, Golf, Bravo, Charlie, Hotel. So, ganun po tayo mag-spell, no? Para maging malinaw, we're going to indicate each letter kung ano yung nagre-represent sa kanya para maging mas malinaw doon sa tinatawagan nating vessel. So the same din sa MV Juliet, MV Explorer, and MV Vendor. So, you can see na meron, for example, sa number 1, meron GVCH, meron ding PKQW, and meron ding FAZX and DERG. So, that is the call sign of the vessel. So, ginagamit natin yung call sign for the purpose of, so it is intended for the required for a radio communication. It is used when communicating over the ship's radio. So it is generally also associated with a vessel's radio license. And also it is it must be a unique code, no, for your vessel para malaman natin kung sino ba yung vessel na tinatawagan natin or kung sino yung vessel na tumatawag. Kasi there is also instances na merong mga vessel na magkakaparehong pangalan. But with the use of call sign also, magkakaroon ng unique identification yung inyong vessel. So that is the purpose of the call sign. So clear na tayo dito, no? When we're going to call another vessel using radio communication, we're going to spell the word using the phonetic alphabet. So numbers and digits, the numbers must be spoken in a separate digits. For example, my vessel, so we're referring into the position of the vessel. My position is 29 degrees, 58 minutes north, 013 degrees, 12 minutes east at 2100 hours UTC. So my position bearing 168 degrees from Royal Sovereign Lighthouse, distance 7.4 miles at 0855 hours local time. So unless they refer to the rudder angle and the wheel orders. So for example, starboard 15. So every digit kailangan yung i-spell. For example, 29, no? Dapat ang bibigkasin natin is 29 or 58, 58. Or pwede natin sabihin 58 but we're going to i-repeat natin na 58. No? For example, 29, 29, 58 minutes, 58 minutes. So pwede natin ulitin para mas maging malinaw. But if we're going to use yung standard talaga, sabihin na lang natin na 29 degrees para mas malinaw. No? So, numbers and digits. So, decimal ang gagamitin natin. Hindi po tayo gagamit ng point. Again, example, my bearing is 168 degrees from Royal Sovereign Lighthouse, distance 7.4 miles at 0855 hours, local time. So, always indicate if you're referring into local and UTC kasi magkaiba po yung local and UTC. At hindi ko na po i-discuss the difference between the local and UTC because dapat alam nyo na yan. No? It is being discussed on your navigation. So for the message markers, use the following message markers as often as possible. So for example, the instruction, advised, warning, information, question, answer, request, or intention. Ibig sabihin, kung ano yung purpose ng tawag nyo, dapat sisimulan nyo siya as advice or warning. So, if you're going to giving information, no? So, information, sasabihin yung word for your information, no? Para malinaw kung ano ba yung purpose ng pagtawag nyo. So, the following message marker as open as possible and only given by the authorities. So, you must, for example, no? I will, you must, for example, you must increase your distance or I will turn my vessel into starboard. So, yung mga phrases na ganun, no? You must turn your vessel into starboard and I will turn my vessel into port. No? Ayun po yung mga purpose natin ng phrases. And we have the distress, urgency, and safety. So, papasok na po dito yung mga wordings na ginagamit natin sa ating radio communications. So, first, we have the most primary na ginagamit natin kung bakit tayo nagkaroon ng radio communication, which is the distress. So if we're going to use distress, we should start our call with Mayday. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. So that is the keyword for distress. So for urgency, we call panpan, panpan, panpan. Then kapag naman safety, security, security, security. Kaya kapag tatawag pa lang kayo from the first word na sasabihin nyo, alam na kagad ng other vessels within your vicinity kung ano yung intentions ng pagtawag nyo. So if you're going to start it by Mayday, alam na nila na your vessel is undergoing distress. So if you're going to start with Panpan, no, alam nila na urgency yung kailangan nyo. Then safety, security naman, no? So, answer to the question, how do you read? So, I read you bad. So, this is for example kapag merong tumawag sa inyo and nag-transmit kayo tapos gusto nyong malaman kung maayos ba yung pagkaka-receive nila ng message nyo. For example, I read you bad, signal, strength 1. Ibig sabihin, yung 1 is barely perceptible, no? Then, I read you poor, ibig sabihin, weak yung pagkakarinig niya. Then, pag sinabi naman, I read you fair, fairly good. Ibig sabihin, naririnig kita ng tama lang. Then, pag sinabi nilang signal strength is 4, ibig sabihin, okay yung reception ng signal. Then, pag sinabi naman, I read you signal strength of 5, ibig sabihin is very good. Malinaw na malinaw yung pagkaka-receive nila ng transmission nyo. Kaya doon nyo narinig, how do you read me, over, or how do you read me? I read you bad, I read you poor, I read you fair, I read you good, I read you excellent. Ibig sabihin, kapag nagre-reply kayo sa isang messages na nare-receive nyo para malaman ng tumawag sa inyo kung malinaw ba yung pagkakaintindi nyo sa transmission nila or sa call nila, then you should reply, I read you bad, good, poor, fair, and good or excellent. Ibig sabihin, it depends upon the signal na marireceive nyo. Kung the signal strength is 5, ibig sabihin malinaw. So if the signal strength is 1, ibig sabihin barely perceptible, hindi nyo ganong marinig, pwede nyo siyang ipaulit. No? Para malinaw. Kasi ang kailangan dito is proper communication. Kaya nga tayo gumagamit ng radio communication para maging malinaw yung ating communication. If magsisinungaling kayo para lang for the purpose of hindi kayo mapahiya, hindi po ganon. Kaya kailangan, you should reply in a sense na kung paano nyo talaga na-read yung call ng isang vessel. Okay? So that is the when you're going to answer the call, no? For the questions. And mistake correction. So use the word mistake and correction when incorrect information has been sent. So for example, nagkamali kayo ng sabi. No, kunyari mo nasabi nyo yung dating vessel na nakasalubong nyo, which is hindi pala ayun yung sasabihin nyo. So you can use the word correction para i-correct nyo yung previous sentence na sinabi nyo. Or mistake para ma-correct nyo yung word na sinabi nyo earlier. No? Then, para magkaroon ng, di mo pwede, ay, nasabi ko na. Hindi ko na po ulitin, sir. Nasabi ko na. Baka mamaya sabihin, hindi ako magaling. Kailangan, kung ano yung nasabi ko, yun na yun. Hindi po. Dapat kailangan i-correct nyo kung ano yung tama. No? So, hindi naman kayo papagalitan kapag nagkamali kayo. Mas papagalitan kayo kapag mali yung binigay nyo. So, you can use the word mistake or correction. And repeat, no, RPT or say it again is used when important message or part of the message is going to repeat. No? So, ito po yung mga phrases na gagamitin natin kapag tumatawag tayo sa radio communications. No? Kaya tatandaan nyo yung mistake or corrections or how do you read me. Then also for the repeat, use when an important message or part of the message is being repeated. Then next, we can use also the say again. So it is used when a message or part of a message has not been clearly understood. No? For example, may tumawag sa inyo, I read you bad signal strength 1. Then say again para alam nila na hindi nyo masyadong narinig at gusto mong ipaulit-ulit kasi yung signal strength na na-receive nyo is 1 lang. Malinaw ba? So, hindi yung pwedeng sabihin na yung other word. So, use the word, say it again, or repeat. Please repeat. No? And next, position. So, kapag magsasabi tayo ng position, use the word in position. So, in position, 39 degrees or 39 degrees, 16 minutes north, 027 degrees, 15 minutes west. So, ganun po tayo magsasabi ng position word. Say the word in position. So, in position, 39 degrees, 16 minutes north, 027 degrees, 15 minutes west. Okay? Malinaw po ba? Say the word in position. So, when bearing, when the vessel's position is related to a mark. So, in position, bearing 158 degrees from the Basurel with a distance of 1.5 miles. So, kapag daw magsasabi tayo ng bearing, magbibigay tayo ng related mark. So, hindi ko na rin po i-discuss yung bearing kasi dapat alam nyo yung bearing. Familiar kayo dapat dyan sa navigation. So, dapat babanggitin nyo yung bearing. Kung saan kayo, kung ano yung related mark na pinagbasihan nyo ng bearing nyo. So, babanggitin nyo yung, for example, yung Basurel. So, sa Basurel kayo nag-bearing ng position. So, 158 degrees, hindi nyo pwedeng sabihin na yung bearing nyo is 158 degrees. Ano yung pinagbasihan nyo kung bakit naging 158 degrees yung vessel nyo? No? So, basihan nyo kung saan yung bearing ng vessel nyo. For example, the Basurel. And what is the distance between the Basurel with your vessel? So, it is 1.5 miles. Okay, so clear po tayo dito sa how do you read, mistake and correction, repeat, say again, in position with the latitude and longitude and the bearing, and for the distress. So, binanggit natin kanina, ano ba yung mga klase ng distress, no? So, balik tayo dito sa kauna-unahan. Ano ba yung mga distress? So, yung distress, ito yung fire, kapag may fire on board, merong flooding on board, kapag nag-list yung vessel nyo, kapag disabled yung vessel nyo, or nag-adrift, when your vessel is in collision, and grounding, piracy, search and rescue, and there's a man overboard. So, for example, distress is fire. So, you should say the whole ship is on fire and you need to say the position. I am on fire in position, for example, 6-8 degrees to 7 minutes north. Then, sabihin nyo, the fire has been located in the engine room and in the superstructure of the vessel. So, fire is in the engine room and in superstructure. Again, kapag tatawag kayo, magsasabi kayo ng position ng vessel nyo at sasabihin nyo yung location of fire para alam ng vessel na tinatawagan nyo kung ano yung kailangan nilang i-prepare sa pagtawag nyo. Okay, so again, this is for the distress call. No? Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. This is MB Alpha, MB Alpha, MB Alpha. My vessel is on fire in position 6-8 degrees to 7 minutes north. Fire has been located in the engine room and in the superstructure. So, that's it. Kompleto, detalyado. So when the location of the fire has been located in number 2 hold, so fire is in number 2 hold. The cargo is on fire, smoke is not poisonous. Cargo on fire, smoke not. So, ayun po yung mga sasabihin nyo, yung mga naka-italicize. No? Fire is in number 2, or for if your cargo is on fire, cargo on fire, smoke not. No? Mas maganda, mas shorten yung word, mas malinaw yung perception ng sentence nyo sa mga receiving station. For example, vessel is unmaneuverable. So, I am not under command, or the fire cannot be extinguished by vessel own equipment. Fire not under control, I require firefighting. Ibig sabihin, the vessel or the person on board, the crew member, cannot mitigate the fire, so they require another firefighting para tulungan sila sa fire. So you can also said that 6 crew members have been wounded, 2 crew members were killed. So number of injured person is 6, the number of fatal is 2. So the more na mas maraming information na kailangan is the more na mas maganda kayong magbigay, no? So again, that is for the fire. So fire, say the position, location of fire, and you can also send if there's the location fire in some cargo hold, and kung poisonous ba yung smoke, pwede nyo rin sabihin para aware sila kung susugod ba sila or not. And also sabihin nyo rin if your vessel is not under command, and if your vessel is cannot mitigate the fire para makatulong kaagad sila. And sabihin nyo rin the number of crew were injured, and also you can say the number of person who is fatal, no? So next, under distress is flooding. So water is entering the vessel below the waterline. So that is the meaning of flooding. So I am flooding. My vessel is flooding. So for the list naman, the vessel is heeling. So to the port, we will put cargo overboard to stop the heeling. No, ibig sabihin, itatapon na namin lahat ng kargamento ng vessel natin para mawala yung heel or para mawala yung pagkakatagilid ng vessel natin. For example, I have a dangerous list to port. I will jettison the cargo to port or to starboard. So jettison is a maritime word for the to throw or to drop the cargo. So, this vessel is unable to continue her voyage, tug assistance is needed. So, I am not under command and I require a tug. Pwede nyo sabihin na gano'n, no? And vessel is unable to maneuver and is adrift in position and she needs a tug assistance. So, I am not under command, I am adrift in position 68 degrees 27 minutes north or 039 degrees 53 minutes east. So, if your vessel is in collision naman, we have a collision with MV Garland. So, pwede nyo sabihin din yung name of the vessel na kung saan nag-collide yung vessel nyo. So, I have collided with MV Garland. So, Mayday, 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 this is MV Alpha, MV Alpha, MV Alpha. I have collided with MV Garland, MV Garland, MV Garland. So when vessel is damaged above the waterline, I have a damage above the waterline. So be specific kung saan nagkaroon ng damage yung inyong vessel. So for example, Mayday, 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 this is MV Alpha, MV Alpha, MV Alpha. I have collided with MV Garland. I have a damage above the waterline. So, to complete the sentence. So, and for grounding naman, vessel is aground in position. Siyempre, sasabihin nyo ulit yung position. For example, 6 miles south of the breakwater. So, ayun yung position na sasabihin nyo. Kung saan kayo nag-aground yung vessel nyo. So, refloating expected when tides gets higher. I expect to refloat when tide gets higher. So, pwede nyo rin sabihin yun na I am aground in position of 6 miles south of breakwater and I expect to refloat when the tide gets higher. So, it is when your vessel is aground. So when a prestige disaster of the Spanish coast, so for example, this vessel is losing dangerous substance in which it is being discussed on your seamanship, dangerous goods, for spilling a goods of the, for example, no, oil spill. So, pwede nyo rin siyang i-call, no, in distress kayo na they're going to have or your vessel experiencing a large oil spill and it is a dangerous goods. Then next vessel is being attacked by pirates. So Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. This is MB Bravo, MB Bravo, MB Bravo. I am under attack of, sasabihin niyo yung pangalan ng pirate kung alam niyo yung mga details nila, and no damage has been caused to the vessel. I have no any other armed guards on board. Pag sinabing armed guards, wala kayong mga armed guards na pwedeng mag-protect sa inyo from the piracy. Then, 6 crew members have been wounded and nobody was killed. So, sabihin nyo kung ano yung situation on board, kung meron bang sugatan, meron bang namatay during the pirate attack. Tinatawag po yan para alam or aware yung mga ibang vessel na malapit sa inyo or kahit yung malayo para maka-response or makatulong sa inyong vessel. So during piracy, when the vessel continue her voyage, I will or vessel doesn't require any assistance, I do not require. So that is the phrases that you're going to use. So I will continue my voyage or I don't require any assistance kasi it depends upon the pirates kung ano yung gusto nilang mangyari sa vessel nyo. Kasi it is been under the negotiation of the captain and the pirate or yung mga pirata na nag-attack ng vessel nyo, syempre magkakaiba sila ng mindset, magkakaiba sila ng gusto nilang makuha doon sa vessel nyo. Yung iba, they want the possession of the vessel or the possession of the crew members on board, or yung iba naman, they want a ransom. So magkakaiba po. Kaya iba-iba yung response ng vessel sa natulong na kailangan nila. So under the search and rescue, so search and rescue unit is underway to distress position to render assistance. So ETA is the estimated time of arrival, distress position within 1 hour. For example, information, I am proceeding to your assistance in position, sabihin niyo yung course and the speed of your vessel being search and rescue operation. So the SRU will be the one who will be the one who is the coordinator. So the information, I will act as you command. No? So yung SRU naman natin dito, ito yung search and rescue unit. No? So the search and rescue unit will be the one who is coordinator. Then he will act once, or he will act what is being commanded to their to the SRU. So for the helicopter assistance, vessel request for a helicopter with doctor. For example, I require a helicopter with a medical assistance. Okay, so ikakat muna natin dito yung presentations. Then, be back after 15 minutes. No, we're going to continue our lesson for today. So, magkaroon muna po tayo ng health break and be back after 15 to 20 minutes. Thank you.